Have you ever had your abortion protester turn out to be your mom? I was 22, working double shifts at the hospital while finishing nursing school. My boyfriend had left 3 weeks after I showed him the positive test. I'd made my appointment at the clinic downtown, the only one within 200 miles. I'd researched everything, saved for weeks, and made peace with my decision. The morning of my appointment, I pulled into the parking lot to find the usual group of protesters. They were there every Tuesday and Thursday, holding signs with graphic images, shouting at anyone who walked past. I'd seen them before when I'd come for my initial consultation. I kept my head down, walking quickly toward the entrance. That's when I heard it, a voice that made my blood freeze. Please don't do this. Your baby deserves to live. I turned slowly, praying I was wrong, but there she was, my mother, holding a sign that said, "Choose life," standing with the group she'd been volunteering with for the past year. Our eyes met. Her sign dropped to the ground. The other protesters kept shouting, but she stood frozen, her face going pale. I hadn't told her about the pregnancy. We'd barely spoken since I'd moved out at 18, tired of her controlling every aspect of my life. She'd found her calling in church activism after Dad left, throwing herself into causes that made her feel righteous. "Becca?" she whispered, stepping forward. The other protesters noticed the change, looking between us confused. One woman asked if she knew me. Mom just stared, her mouth opening and closing like she couldn't find words. "This is why I never told you," I said quietly. "Because I knew you'd make this about you, about your beliefs, not about what I need." She reached for me, but I stepped back. "Sweetheart, let's go somewhere and talk. You don't have to do this. I can help you. We can raise the baby together." "Where was this support when I needed help with college tuition?" I asked. "When I was working 3 jobs to pay rent? When Dad left and you chose your church over your daughter who was begging you to just listen to me for once?" The clinic escort approached, asking if I was okay. Mom grabbed my arm. "Don't let them poison your mind. This is murder, Rebecca. You'll regret this forever." I pulled free. "You know what I regret? That my mother cares more about a stranger's fetus than her own daughter's well-being. You've been out here every week, haven't you? Screaming at scared women, judging them, never once thinking about their stories." "I'm trying to save lives," she protested, tears streaming down her face. "No, you're trying to feel important, to feel like you matter after Dad left. But you had a daughter who needed you, and you chose this instead." I gestured at the signs, the angry crowd. "You chose strangers over me." The security guard stepped forward, asking if there was a problem. Mom looked at him, then at me. "Please," she begged. "I'm your mother. You're a protester," I corrected. "My mother would ask me if I'm okay, if I'm scared, if I need someone to hold my hand. She wouldn't be standing here with a sign condemning me." I walked past her into the clinic. She called after me, but her fellow protesters held her back, reminding her they weren't allowed past the property line. Inside, the nurse asked if I was all right. I nodded, though my hands were shaking. 3 hours later, when I left, the protesters were gone, but Mom's car was still in the lot. She was sitting in the driver's seat, staring at nothing. I knocked on her window. She looked up with red, swollen eyes. "I'm okay," I told her. "The procedure went fine." She started crying harder. "I failed you, didn't I? Long before today." I sat on the curb next to her car. "You did, but maybe it's not too late to stop failing me." She got out, sat beside me. "I don't know how to reconcile this with what I believe." "Then maybe start by believing in me," I said. "Your daughter, the one who's actually here, who actually needs you." She quit the protest group the next week. It took 2 years of therapy, separately and together, but we slowly rebuilt something. Not what we had before, but something more honest. She still struggles with my choice, but she's learned that loving me means accepting that my life is mine to live. Last month, she came to my nursing school graduation. When they called my name, she stood and cheered louder than anyone. After, she hugged me and whispered, "I'm proud of the woman you've become, all of you. Every choice that got you here. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start."